Hey everyone, it's Helen and welcome to my channel and welcome to the first speed build that I am posting on my brand spanking new YouTube channel. I am really excited about this one, you guys. It's probably one of my favorite builds that I have ever done. It was inspired by a couple of builds that were done by The Sim Supply, who, if you don't know, you should definitely check out. He's one of the best builders that I have ever seen. I will definitely link his channel down below, and I will also link the builds that this is kind of inspired by down below as well. He did kind of an underwater room that I really liked, and he also did kind of a similar Laketop house that this house is really inspired by. One of the big differences between our two builds, like I said, this one was inspired by him, but he used fountains for his quote-unquote lake, since we don't actually have lakes in The Sims 4 because no terrain tools, but he used a fountain for his lake, and I actually used a pool so that your Sims could actually swim in it. So that was really important to me. I really wanted my Sims to be able to swim in the lake and enjoy the lake, rather than just having the fountains. And I think his reasoning was that the fountains looked more like a real lake. Like with the pools, you can really see like the big wall heights going all the way underwater. They look like walls, like they don't look like the sloped edges of a lake. So he just used the fountains so it would look a little bit more realistic, if shallow. But I did decide to use the pool, and with that murky green water from Get Together, it looks enough like a lake for me, so whatever works, right? Until we get terrain tools and the ability to make lakes, we're going to have to be a little flexible in terms of getting creative with nature. So I'm just kind of getting the bones of the house down here. I don't usually do houses the way that I did this one here. This is a really earthy toned house. A lot of browns and really dark colors and browns and creams. I'm usually really into grays and blues, but I figured for this build it made sense that it should be sort of brown and earthy. So there's really a lot of earth tones all around bathrooms, the kitchen, the stairs. Everything is earth tone. You'll see me change these windows, all of the windows around, twice. I go through and change their colors twice because I do usually use the white windows with the white trim. Sometimes I'll even use the white trim with the blue tint on the outside, but for this time I did end up going with the brown trimmed windows, which you'll see when I finally figure out what I'm going for. But yeah, just kind of getting the bones of the house together here. Excuse me, just grabbing a drink of water. I lied. It wasn't water. It was wine. I don't know why I lied. I'm drinking wine. I'm 21. I can drink wine. And here I go, changing all the colors to black. And then I don't like it. It doesn't look good. So I go back and change them all to brown, which looks a lot better, blends in with the inside of the house and the outside of the house, which I almost never use the wood paneling either, but I really loved it for this build, and I think I'm going to use it again. I don't usually do this type of build. I'm really not a cabin girl, not usually my style, but I mean, for this it obviously works pretty well. Just putting in the kitchen here, Lil Simsy, who was one of the first Sim YouTubers that I ever got into, always does the double stoves. So this is a little nod to you, Lil Simsy. Little nod to Lil Simsy. Double stoves in there, because that is luxury living. Also luxury living, that island with the dishwasher and sink in the island. I think that indicates a chef's kitchen for sure. That's when you know you've made it fancy. I have such a hard time with rugs in this game. I almost never use that rug either, but hey, it's time to get creative, right? So we've got the dining room kind of tucked back in that little nook there, facing out, so you have this like full panoramic view of the lake from both the dining room and the living room. And then this is me just trying to figure out the bedroom situation. I knew I needed 3 bedrooms because this house is actually based off of an idea that I had, so that it would be for me and 2 of my friends. So I knew I needed three separate bedrooms, one for each of us, so we could each kind of have our own space, but there is just not that much space upstairs. There is not as much space as I thought there was. So what I end up doing are these little bedroom nooks kind of up in that attic space, and you'll see more of that later too. And now we're coming into the downstairs bathroom. I love putting bathtubs in front of those big windows. I do it all the time in my city living apartments, which I just got city living, so I'm still really excited about it. I love those bathtubs in front of the big windows. I can just imagine sitting there soaking in a bubble bath, looking out at the lake and this panoramic view of the water. Beautiful. And now I'm up working on those bedroom nooks. You guys can see I've got kind of those pillars and walls kind of separating everything, but it's still pretty open. Everyone still kind of has their own style of bedroom too, which is nice. I thought I could kind of incorporate all of our personalities into our little bedroom nooks as well, and then I won't have to create like a whole new space. I thought about putting a third floor up there for another bedroom and bathroom so that we could each really have a ton of space, but I just thought for something like this, especially if it's kind of like a vacation retreat, we don't really need that much space. And what's really important is the outdoor space. So I made sure we utilized the outdoor space a lot, and everyone got a whole bunch of windows. That was what really mattered to me, was that we all got enough windows and just some skill building items that would suit, our personalities if this house were to magically come to life and we could somehow afford to live in it. So you can see I'm putting some steamers in the bottom of the lake here. I figured that while you're in live mode, it'll make it look a little more like a lake too, as opposed to a pool. Some nice natural stone tile and wall tile in there as well. Okay, yeah, and then this part of the build is where things really got crazy. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to raise the house up on some foundation, but I still wanted the Sims to be able to jump off of the edge into the water. So what I did is I raised the whole house up, but then I just cut out this little part here so that you could come down the stairs from the porches and still jump right off into the water, because that was really a priority for me. I really wanted to be able to just walk right out the front door and just jump right into the water. I didn't want my Sims to have to go across the pier and then go all the way around to the shore and then jump in the water. This is really fun because you can just jump right off, even if like you're out grilling. I put a grill right up there. You can go for a little swim while you're waiting for those burgers to cook, whatever. It's a good time. Ended up raising that pier up a little bit too to match. Just thought it looked a little nicer with the stairs down on that end as opposed to the other end. And there's that grill, picking out some traits for the house. Just check, good lord, I'm gonna get motion sickness from watching myself twirl around. And I think this is the upstairs bathroom. So there is one bathroom upstairs and one downstairs. They're pretty much identical from what I can remember. I don't like to put a lot of creativity into my bathrooms. I prefer to spend my creative energy on bedrooms, kitchens, living rooms, that kind of stuff. So I have a few default styles that I use for my bathrooms that tend to work well with any style of house that I am doing. And you can see me kind of playing with the pool objects there at the edge of the lot, but I decided to just keep it really clean so you could just jump right off of there into the water. I did play with putting some stairs on the edge there, but I think I ended up taking those off because I didn't like the way they blocked the windows. So if you're upstairs on the porch and you want to get downstairs on the porch, you do have to go inside and go down the stairs, but I think we can live with that, right? I mean, if you're living in a cabin like this, you're probably okay with that. And this landscaping, oh my word, I put off this landscaping for so long. There's so many little details in this house because I was literally just procrastinating landscaping, including this party basement. So the party basement came about because I wanted to put off finishing the landscaping because I was tired of placing the same object, sized up and sized down, in a circle. So I decided to add the party basement, as my friend put it when I showed it to her. And I did put this in here because, like I said, I kind of designed this cabin with me and two of my friends in mind, and if you guys watched my Sim Self video, you will know that I am in college, and so we needed a college party pad in our Laketop retreat. So this area is a little bit more modern. It has a lot of bright colors that sort of reflect off of each other, really bright blues and silvers, so that we can come down here and really kind of hang out. And this is a great space for the party to happen. We got a dance floor, radio, bar, some couches. I don't think I put a bathroom down there, but if I were to play the game, I might just put a little powder room down there, just like a little 3x1 toilet and sink. So anyway, that is about it for the build today, you guys. I really hope you like it. If you do want to download it from the gallery, my origin ID is Helena of Troy, and that's Troy with 2 Y's. So it's kind of a funky spelling, but everything else was taken, so bear with me. Going through some screenshots here. Anyway, that is it for today. I will see you guys on Friday when I post my first episode of the Legacy Challenge. Thanks and have a great night. Bye.